Let's talk about a hot mess named Rice.
Hot Mess
Whole
Express.
man, everybody went off and celebrated and did their own thing, and he celebrated with just crimes.
Yeah.
Uh, and there's a
People
difference
react
between,
differently, dude.
yeah, I think there's a difference between like messing up a little and then what, because I get it, like you're these kids are like they're kids and
Yeah.
they have an extreme amount of money and power and freedom that is like that I have never experienced. I can't say that I wouldn't do very dumb things with that in my hands. But then when you're in that situation and then like you mess up, it's a moment where you're really questioning on the second strike of a major thing while it's going on, how is this team
Right.
going to respond? And they responded to the first one with drafting a wide receiver in the first round. So what's their response with the second one? And it's such a big news story that I feel that a very significant suspension, if not year long, is half maybe coming in. But once you get to that half year, and I'd love to hear your opinion because I mean, there's an argument that talent wins out, and then there's an argument that, well, we've got to move on and secure and rely on our top people. So you'll be on the team, but are you going to be one of our top people that we rely on and build around? And maybe he dropped off of that.
Yeah, this is such an anomaly situation, right? Because what we're looking at is an organization that has figured it out regardless
Mm-hmm.
almost of the talent in certain positions. And I think they've literally
Sure.
proved it at the wide receiver position. They've when they let go of Tyreek, everyone was screaming from the mountaintops, Mahomes has got no one to pass to, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
since he's left, they haven't had that number one wide receiver, really, like a lock it down
They
wide
did
receiver.
well in both of those seasons, though, huh?
Yeah, and they've been okay, right? Like it's not
Right.
like they can have a carousel of different wide receivers out there, and I think they're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Travis Kelsey is continuing to age, so we'll see what happens as that continues. But they also just locked him down, so
Yeah.
for at least a couple more years. So they've got some time to figure it out. Mahomes isn't going anywhere. Someone's got to prove him wrong eventually, or prove wrong that his talent's gonna run out, and he can't just play with anybody. But to your point, they just signed. They just drafted a weapon for whatever he's going to be, whether he's going to be great or he's just going to be mediocre. Like they've rocked it with mediocre.
Yeah.
But I think their response here is maybe they find a couple more veteran pieces and get some depth. But I don't think they're pushing the panic button in Kansas City by any means. No matter what happens with this guy, and we can't talk about. We neither you or I can really judge his personal whatever's going on with him and the decisions
Mm-hmm.
he's
Yeah.
making. Knucklehead decisions by a kid, I'm sure.
Charles Barkley. Yeah. Knucklehead. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever ends up happening with him, suspensions, half the season, talent, what it means for your fantasy team holistically, though, like Mahomes is going to be fine. You're going to have the same uptick you expect from Kelsey, whether he's got wide receivers out there or not. So, what does this mean for the other guys on the team? Is there the resurrection of Sky Moore, right? Or is there like is
Juju's coming back.
Juju's coming back, right? Something like that happening, or Xavier Worthy proves worth it. You never know, but yeah, it's nuts to think about like what's happening with this kid. Especially
Yeah.
after how he came on at the end of last season, it's real sad to see like what Rashee Rice was doing coming towards the end of last season into this year.
He had the ability. He had the ability to take over and be like
Yep.
be next, not next Kelsey in terms of like that historic performance, but I think the next guy that they're relying on. And I think that's the biggest point that I'm trying to wrestle with. Like, if they have moved past him being the person that they're looking to rely on, and for me, I don't think that means you can really even sell at this point, because that's a general feeling I think a lot of people are like nervous about right now. And I know that I sent a trade for him, and I was not willing. Well, of course, yeah. You never know how people are feeling, and mine was, I sent it knowing that it was pretty low, but I don't think that I would. What I'm willing to pay for him right now has drastically changed, and I don't know if it's me overreacting or if it's valid. I mean, y'all can comment and let me know if how crazy I am, or or we can get in that conversation. But I feel that it's somebody that I wouldn't move off of for the value that he's at right now, but I am really nervous and I'm not looking to buy him. I guess I would put him therefore in the hold.
Yeah, it's tough call, right? We still don't know what the actual game suspension or whatever that's going to look like, what it's going to be. So it's hard to call how we feel about it holistically. But like I said, I don't know. I don't remember even who even has him on our league, but I don't think that's gonna. It's not worth selling or trying to buy right now.